All right, so roof is on. This is exciting. Oh, it looks like the windows are on too. Okay. So today, the contractors are not here yet, but today they are actually going to be putting the siding on. They are moving pretty fast on this. So we should be finished within the next couple of weeks. Let's go see inside. Windows looking nice. Windows looking really nice. And the roof, the eaves, everything is good. Y'all, this is better than mine. This is better than my tiny house. So from the looks of it, they've started a bit of the electrical work, a lot of the electrical work outly. So actually, so we're starting to see the receptacles. We're starting to see all of the plumbing pipes, everything coming through. These are the newer pipes that folks tend to want to go with now, more upgraded. And we have the whole electrical panel that's actually starting to be done too. So they're going to begin connecting that. Right now, what I believe they're going to be waiting on, the plumbing, the piping, everything that y'all are seeing that is exposed, we're actually waiting on the inspector to go ahead and come through and do the inspection for the plumbing and the electric. And I have no doubt that we're going to go ahead and pass that. So it'll be good. This is starting to look really, really nice. Next, as I mentioned, is going to be the siding. So they're going to finish out the exterior. And then from that point, once the inspection happens, we're moving inside and we can actually go ahead and start closing up these walls, doing the installation, because I'm sure someone is going to ask. We do have to insulate these homes because it is a residential home. Someone is going to be living here. So after we do the inspection, someone's going to, or the contractors are going to come in and insulate. And then we're closing up walls and going to be finishing out the interior. This is way quicker with a lot less stress, a lot less roadblocks, a lot less going back and forth and firing contractors and all of that than my build years ago. So I'm really satisfied about this, and it's nice to just now see it up close here in South Atlanta, because we've been building for years out in LA, y'all. We've been building for years out in California, like the last 2-3 years, but that's not necessarily up close. I'll go and I'll visit, but being able to just swing by and see the progress on this one and actually see how quickly it is moving, there's nothing like it. Like the vision of all of this coming to life, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I can't even describe it. So yes, I'm loving this. So at this point, you're probably wondering how you can start making something like this happen for you, whether or not this is possible on your own property or maybe even in your city. Understand that all of the costs that are related to this, the restrictions and regulations that we have to abide by, are going to be basically place by place. Like, it's very place based. This property is in the city of Atlanta, so it must abide by the building restrictions in the city of Atlanta. So for accessory dwelling units, they are able to go all the way up to 750 square feet. This homeowner specifically wanted to go ahead and just do 300. So this is just a studio, 1 bathroom, as you all already know. But with that as well, here in Atlanta, there are certain building height requirements, and we are known as the city in the forest. So all of these trees that you all see, the arborist division in the city actually had to come and kind of tag each tree and let us know which one is actually going to be impacted by the build. And if it is impacted, the crazy part here in Atlanta is that if you cut down a tree due to a build like this or something like that, they force you to replant a tree somewhere. The best place for you to find out whether or not this is something that you can do on your lot, call your local planning department, whether that is your city or your county. You'll need to kind of figure out which one. If you are in an incorporated county, then that is who you are going to be calling. But if not, then maybe figure out your city and who actually aligns with those ADU regulations that you have. Give them your property address, ask them whether or not you can put an ADU on your lot, and if so, what are those building requirements that you must abide by in order to make sure that you are good and you can receive a certificate of occupancy at the end of the build. That's how you're going to figure all of this out. There are a number of ways that you can go about doing this. There are a number of creative financing options that you have. It's really just a matter of doing your research. We don't necessarily push you towards a certain avenue or a certain route. That decision is really all up to you, your financial advisor, your tax advisor. However, we do our best. For instance, the payment that he made to us, that was actually split out over the course of 6 equal monthly payments. We really try to make it as easy as possible for you to make this happen.
How did I finance the property? There were a couple things I did. I actually went to get a HELOC on my property, but the value just wasn't there. I thought there was more value in the property. I signed up for life insurance about 12 years ago. Like when I first started working full time, and I was able to leverage my life insurance to get a pull, no pull on my credit. You know, I pay it when I get ready. Interest rate is cool. Like nobody is just over here like I can pay it at a certain time. The second thing I did was I started an LLC a couple years ago. So I was able to leverage my business credit and my business credit cards to pay for a lot of things in this house without, once again, having to leverage my personal credit. The last thing I did was I leveraged my 401k. So I have a decent amount of my 401k, and you can borrow up to 60,000. So once again, no hit to my credit. They sent me the money. Now the money actually comes out of my paycheck. So throughout this,
You can see it at that point.
yeah. So throughout this entire process, like my personal credit has not been hit one time.
So if y'all don't know, I finished my build in 2021. Back in 2023, I believe it was January 2023, I had a pipe burst in the tiny house. And I walked in, I was actually on vacation. I walked in, came back, it was water everywhere. You remember I called you? My floors were messed up. Everything was terrible. Come to find out, I had PVC pipe, right? CPVC in my walls. And they basically burst because it had gotten so cold that winter in Atlanta. These, from what you told me, if I remember correct, they expand.
Yeah.
Exactly, based on like the water pressure and all of that. Yeah. Okay, he bringing the siding, right? Yeah. Let's go check that out. This is the color he's sticking with too, right? This the color?
No, this is natural siding.
Okay.
So we had to start it right there, and then we got to primer.
Okay.
And then paint.
Okay. Did he choose a color yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on us. That's on us.
Yeah,
Okay. That's the beautiful part about hiring somebody to do this and not doing it myself like I did the first time, is I didn't have to be here every day, like making sure that they're doing what they need to do. We are on it. Last time we talked, y'all, we were at the Lakewood property. This one, however, is one that we started concurrently while we were working on that one, and I wanted to show y'all the progress just to see that we are actually really moving and throwing these up. So this one is double the size of the one on Lakewood. It's a little under 750 square feet, and we're actually right in the city, like in the heart of the city. We're in the heart of the city, right, Jamie? We're in the heart of the city. We're in Edgewood, right off of Moreland Avenue. So this is going to be like prime location. The primary home is a duplex, and then this one is going to be a slightly under 750 square feet guest house that sits in the back, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single level, L-shaped kind of design. So it's going to be pretty cool to see once it's actually finished up, but I wanted to show y'all the progress that we have so that you can see how quickly we're really moving on these. So we're inside of the guest house in the back of Moreland. As you can see, way more spacious than the studio unit. Again, this is going to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And I believe their hope is to be able to rent it out while they're renting out the front 2 units as well, which is a duplex. So we can do a quick walkthrough just so that you can see the difference in terms of the design. Over there, of course, is a bedroom. Here, we're kind of walking through a little bit of the living area and then coming up on one of the bathrooms. This is a bathroom as well. And then this is going to be a back bedroom. And I'm still seeing cans. So I really love this one because this is going to, for a lot of people who tend to say, okay, these units are way too small for me, I would never stay in one of these. This is actually way larger than your standard apartment. So you can understand just like the differences, the nuances, the variances that you can kind of get in terms of the design for these. I think this is really cool. And once they actually get that siding on the exterior, do the next inspection, they are then moving into the inside where we're gonna start on some drywall and everything. And this one, with this build as well, this owner actually decided to go a little more luxury in terms of the finishes. So once we finish it out and kind of get just a final look at it, we're not gonna do an official tour of this one, I don't believe. If you do want to see it, it might be on my YouTube shorts. However, you'll see that like the siding is nicer. You can see that the windows, it's kind of black accents. He really wanted to invest the money up front now so that it can rent really well down the line once we get ready to do that. This is my first time laying eyes on it since we broke ground. I am not happy to see this mess. What I don't like is how messy it is back here at all. These Modelos, all of that. I'm gonna talk to him about it. That's crazy. Bro, this is insane. They all in this corner. It's like 10 of them over here. Yeah, like the Modelos and shit, it's a little crazy. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Have them get up today, please. Are we rolling? Y'all, I'm pissed. I'm super happy for how it looks, for how the project looks. I am very dissatisfied with the state of the project site. It's Cokes. I feel like I counted at least 50 empty bottles of Modelo's back here. And I think that's the hard part as well, like being like, I'm kind of the liaison between all of this. Like, these are my project partners. ADUs matter everywhere right now because we are in a housing crisis. Whether you yourself are directly impacted or not, you likely have someone within your circle, within your network that is probably not more than, let's say, 4, 5, 6 degrees of, connection away from you that is experiencing some type of crises around housing, whether it's just totally unaffordable, whether they are couch surfing and going hotel to hotel, or folks that are like, actually, hey, I'm just staying with family until I can get back on my feet. You know someone. So I think accessory dwelling units in this market are phenomenal because they allow you to, again, leverage this existing space that you have to create housing in your neighborhood. But more than anything is like, some folks look at it as, okay, well, it's just a rental, I don't want strangers. You do not have to do strangers. A majority of the clients I've had thus far doing this, they're moving their mother-in-law in because she's getting older and, like, she can't move around as good as she used to. They are building this for their adult children because, like, hey, they need somewhere to go. Their family is going to be in the back until they can get on their feet, and then maybe they'll move into the primary home. So right now, I think it's just creating a lot of leverage, not only for like the overall community, but when you look at it as like a property owner too, it is one of the best and most creative real estate strategies that you can do in this current market.